So I'm going to ask about last year because 2020. What was that like for this business? Because I know we talked about it, No Pressure Services, things were okay. So what was that like here? Were things picking up? Did they kind of just stay steady?
For the first, for the first moments, it was, especially I think I had the feeling of everybody else that were like in retail and things were going to get closed down and you really don't have any, in the beginning, you didn't really know what the magnitude of everything was going to be. And all I could do was just see dollar signs going, this is not. So we started with the first floor room. That was what we decided we pivoted because the first floor room was going to be our space. And so we immediately pivoted, and that ended up being has a separate entrance. People could come and go as they please. We would stock the rooms with like muffins and yogurts and orange juice, and we didn't have to have any interaction with them if they didn't want to interact with us at all. And we had a few people. I mean, we actually had a couple that was traveling from Virginia to Montana, and they picked here, which we are so far off their path because we had the lowest COVID rating. And they were just trying to get to Montana. And that was in the beginning when it was really, really scary because there were so many unknowns. But I mean, and we had for becoming seasoned innkeepers, it was a good time for us to just ease into it. I mean, I'm sure we made some mistakes. We recovered. But then we thought that things were going, and then the second wave hit. And then when the second wave hit, it was a little.
It kind of come to a quick halt.
Yeah. Like at Christmas, we had nobody in the house.
Oh, wow.
And I had 2 Christmas trees. We had Christmas trees up in October. And it's because we had events going on that we needed, and Dan made me keep the blinds closed for a little while because he was embarrassed because we had the tree up so early. We had the tree up so early in the library. But yeah. But I mean, and then January came. January was really slow. But then February happened, and then things started to loosen, and then now it's going like gangbusters.
Since you're in kind of a smaller town, even though, like I said, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot to do in Morgan County and the surrounding area, do you have to do a lot of advertising to get people to stop here? Because I know when we put this out, someone's going to think, there's a bed and there's an inn. There are inns in Morgan County. So what is that process like? Do you have to do a lot of advertising, or do kind of your customers come naturally?
Well, it's hard to do like print advertising, I mean, and it's hard to do, because our clientele are people outside. But we've looked at this differently in how we market. So we've really marketed to our community first, because they're the ones that's going to make recommendations. They're the ones that's going to say, hey, I know this great place, or we have family come all the time, and, we don't have enough space. So that was probably the first way that we did it. And then the other way that we do it is a lot through our website, through social media. And that is probably the thing that has spread us the quickest. Google does a lot for us because people don't know that we're here. They're not expecting to find us, especially if somebody's been coming to Morgan County for years and years. You take hunters, for example. I mean, we get so many people that call and say, I didn't even know you were there, that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we're new. So social media has been a big part of that. But we've also made sure that we've opened the house to the public too. We do a lot of public breakfast. We do a lot of public dinners. And just because they don't come and have a true overnight experience, locals kind of come and have some kind of an experience, whether it's a dinner or breakfast. One of the cool things that we do is our bring a guest to breakfast.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people are coming to visit family, and it's a way that our guests can provide an experience for their family that lives here. And so they can, for a small fee, they can bring their family in and have breakfast with them.
That's a great idea.
And so like on Saturday and Sunday last weekend, we served 11 on both days for breakfast. And a couple came in and they brought in 4 guests Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
And so, and it's really cool because it's a neat way, because we have so many people that are local that drive by this house every day for all of their lives, but they've never been inside.
Right. So what about staffing? Because, we're not right now it's not the best time for finding staff. Do you have help here, or is this kind of the two of you are running it day to day?
Well, you already heard Dan doesn't do dusting. That was in his wedding
Does
vows.
not dust.
No.
Right.
We have help. We have, we're blessed. We have April that helps us out, that she not only does our social media, but if we need help serving at an event, or if we need help getting rooms and I'm doing something else, or Dan's doing something, or we need people checked in, she's real good that she does a lot. And then we have about 3 other people that help us with cleaning. We have one gal that comes in on Mondays and Tuesdays, and she does the first floor. And then we have a couple other gals that come in and help us do the rooms and that kind of stuff. So, but we do a lot of it too. I mean, we live here. That's what really makes us different. Just because, there's so much talk about Airbnb and there's such a huge difference between us and an Airbnb. And we're here. We act as a concierge service to our guests. We get guest reservations if we need to. We get guest tickets to the theater. So there's things that we do, but we do have help, and I'm thinking we're anticipating that we're going to need more help.
Well, there's one more thing I'm going to ask you guys, just because I just know from talking to you, you guys are both busybodies and you don't stop, because you are so active in your community and your businesses, and you're so hands-on. What does retirement look like for you two?
That is a funny question. What does it look
I
like?
am retired.
He is. Yeah, Dan is retired. I don't see retirement. I mean, I think it's on how you view it. As long as you're doing what you enjoy. I mean, again, for us, just like No Pressure, the inn is another way that we get to spend time together. We have learned, and I actually said this morning to the guests, because the guests came down to Dan and I were outside on the patio sitting there having coffee, because breakfast was making itself, and we were at a point where we take those 10 minutes, we take those 15 minutes, and we have a cup of coffee together, or we have a glass of wine. Last night we sat out on the patio and lit a fire, and we did that Saturday, and we shared a bottle of wine. So I guess it's all on how you view retirement. I mean, for us, it's just enjoying life, I think.
Well, thank you again for sitting down with me in this gorgeous location and letting us come in and giving us a tour. There's more to come from this, because we're going to get some photos and share them with everyone, because people should know that this is here. This is stunning. So thank you again. I appreciate both of you.
All right.
We'll be talking again soon.
Well, thanks for coming and sharing our home.